Some cars are just machines, but others, they're legends. And the Ford GT isn't just a supercar. It's a 60-year story of rivalry, revenge, and just raw American ambition, all forged in the fires of the world's toughest racetrack. And it all starts with a single command. Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here, with this one sentence. This wasn't just some business objective from a meeting. No, this was a declaration of war issued by one of the most powerful men in the world after being deeply, personally, and professionally humiliated. This quote, it's the beating heart of this entire story. So how did we even get here? How did an American industrial giant end up in what was basically a blood feud with a small boutique Italian race car maker? Well, like a lot of good stories, it all started with a business deal that went horribly, horribly wrong. Okay, so picture this. It's the early 60s, and Ford is this close to buying Ferrari. Contracts are drafted, millions have been spent on audits. But at the very last second, Enzo Ferrari himself walks away, deeply insulting Henry Ford II in the process. The fallout was immediate. A furious Ford turned to his engineers with a single crystal-clear mission: beat Ferrari at their own game, on their home turf, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Now, if you're going to wage a war, you need a weapon. And Ford's weapon was an absolute masterpiece of engineering, a car purpose-built for one thing and one thing only: victory. And it was called the GT40. The GT40 was just this perfect storm of engineering. Its name actually came from its height, a mere 40 inches off the ground, which made it slice right through the air. The mid-engine layout gave it incredible balance. The chassis was built to survive the absolute hell of a 24-hour race, and at its heart was a thundering American V8. And to top it all off, Ford brought in the legendary Carroll Shelby to weaponize it, turning a very promising car into an undisputed world beater. And this is the result. In 1966, after years of development and some truly heartbreaking failures, Ford didn't just win at Le Mans. They annihilated the competition. 3 Ford GT40s crossed the finish line in a staged 1-2-3 photo finish. It was this stunning, historic victory that cemented the car's legendary status forever and completed Henry Ford II's quest for revenge. So, decades pass, and the GT40 becomes this mythic part of automotive history. Then, almost 40 years later, for their 100th anniversary, Ford decided it was time to bring the legend back for a whole new generation. Now, the 2005 Ford GT wasn't built to go racing again. Its purpose was totally different. This car was a tribute, a rolling piece of art designed to celebrate Ford's 100th birthday by capturing the raw spirit and that iconic shape of the original GT40. And wow, what a soul it had. At its heart was this beast, a 5.4-liter supercharged V8 engine pumping out 550 horsepower. It had a classic manual transmission and very few electronic helpers. This car was all about pure, unfiltered, analog emotion. The mechanical feel of the shifter, the scream of the supercharger, and that unmistakable V8 roar. But the story wasn't over, not by a long shot. In 2016, to mark the 50th anniversary of that historic win, Ford decided to go back to Le Mans. And to do that, they needed a completely new GT. And this time, it wasn't about nostalgia. It was about creating a technological weapon. The foundation of this new weapon is its carbon fiber monocoque. So forget a traditional frame. The entire central structure is one single seamless piece of carbon fiber, kind of like the fuselage of a fighter jet. This makes it incredibly light, which helps with everything from acceleration to braking, and unbelievably strong, which means the suspension can work absolutely perfectly. It's the ultimate foundation for a modern race car. Okay, this is where the car gets really, really smart. The 2017 GT isn't just shaped by the wind, it shapes the wind. That massive rear wing and those front flaps physically move as you drive. On a straightaway, they flatten out to reduce drag for maximum speed, but in a corner, they angle up, creating this immense, invisible force, downforce, that literally glues the car to the road. This car really has a dual personality. The 2017 GT uses a complex hydraulic suspension straight out of a race car. You push a button for track mode and the car physically drops 2 inches in an instant, the springs get stiffer, and the wing deploys. It transforms from a street car into a full-on track weapon, right before your eyes. So with all this incredible technology, there was one choice that had car enthusiasts completely divided. Ford got rid of the iconic V8 and replaced it with a V6. It seems like heresy, but trust me, there was a very, very good reason for it. The entire design of the 2017 GT is built around aerodynamics, especially those giant flying buttress tunnels you see on the sides. A big V8 simply wouldn't fit, it's too wide. The compact, twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 allowed the designers to create that radical shape. It was also lighter, way more fuel-efficient for endurance racing, and it was already a proven race winner in Ford's prototype program. So it wasn't designed to sound American, it was designed to win.
So what you have are two modern interpretations of one legend. One is a tribute to raw emotion, and the other is a showcase of absolute surgical precision. How do they really stack up against each other?
Well, the comparison couldn't be clearer. The 2005 GT is pure passion. It's loud, it's visceral, it's a modernized muscle car with that iconic V8 roar. The 2017 GT, on the other hand, is all about perfection. It's a precise surgical instrument, a literal race car with license plates, whose performance is defined by the insane grip generated by its aerodynamics. These are two completely different philosophies of what a supercar should be. From the battlefields of Le Mans in the 60s to the high-tech marvels of today, the Ford GT name has carved out a unique and incredibly powerful legacy in the automotive world. So what's the GT's ultimate legacy? It's proof that an American automaker could go to Europe and beat the aristocrats of racing at their own game. Every single generation showcases the absolute pinnacle of Ford's engineering at the time, and it all stems from that one incredible story of ambition and, ultimately, triumph. And that's what separates the GT from almost any other supercar out there. You aren't just buying a machine made of metal and carbon fiber. You're buying a piece of a story, a narrative of a giant that was slighted and then moved heaven and earth to claim its victory on the world stage. It's a pretty fascinating journey when you think about it. From the brute force V8 of the GT40 to the analog passion of the 2005 model to the aero-obsessed precision of the latest car, its evolution really makes you think about what high performance truly means and how that definition changes with time, with technology, and with ambition.